Yawn. Just watch about it might make you do it. Nearly every creature with a backbone yawns: penguins for mating, snakes to realign their jaws, and guinea pigs out of annoyance. But why do humans yawn, and why is it so contagious? Scientists have studied yawning for centuries, yet it remains a fascinating mystery. Stick around to uncover the science behind it. Bet you'll yawn by the end. Why do we yawn? We often associate yawning with boredom, exhaustion, or just the sheer struggle of waking up on a Monday morning. For the longest time, scientists believed yawning was our body's way of drawing in more oxygen when we're tired. It seemed logical after all. When we're exhausted, our breathing slows down, and a nice deep yawn could give our bodies the oxygen boost we need to stay awake. But hold on, science says otherwise. Studies have debunked the oxygen theory, proving that yawning isn't about sucking in more air to energize us. So, if yawning isn't about oxygen, what is it about? The most widely accepted theory today suggests that yawning is actually a cooling mechanism for the brain. Yes, you read that right. Our brains, much like computers, function best at an optimal temperature. When things get too heated, whether from exhaustion, stress, or even intense focus, our brain needs a way to cool down. Yawning increases your heart rate, boosting blood flow. It engages the muscles in your face, which helps circulate blood to the brain. Taking a deep breath during a yawn helps pull in cooler air. This combination helps lower the temperature of the brain, preventing overheating. So, the next time someone accuses you of yawning because you're bored, you can hit them with a science fact. Actually, my brain just needed a temperature adjustment. Thank you very much. Yawning in the womb. A baby's first yawn. Surprisingly, your first yawn wasn't during a long lecture or a dull meeting. It happened before you were even born. Babies start yawning while they're still in the womb, as early as the second trimester. Why? Scientists are still figuring that out, but one theory suggests that fetal yawning helps with brain development. It might be a way for the developing brain to practice coordination between movement and neural responses. It's basically a baby's way of stretching before they even enter the world. So, if you ever feel guilty about yawning too much, just remember you've been doing it since before birth. Some habits never die. Why is yawning contagious? If you've made it this far without yawning, I salute you. But let's get to the real mystery. Why is yawning so contagious? Contagious yawning isn't just a weird human quirk. It's been observed in primates, dogs, and even some birds. And the reason for this phenomenon is fascinating. The leading explanation: empathy. Yep, scientists believe contagious yawning is linked to our ability to understand and connect with others. Studies show that children start catching yawns around the age of 4 or 5, right around the time their social awareness and emotional intelligence start to develop. In fact, research has shown that people are more likely to yawn in response to someone they share a close bond with, like family members, friends, or partners. Strangers, not so much. And get this, even dogs are more likely to yawn after their owners yawn, rather than a stranger. Man's best friend, indeed. So, next time you yawn after seeing someone else do it, just tell yourself it's not that you're weak-willed. It's that you're an incredibly empathetic and emotionally connected human being. Mirror neurons, the brain's copycat cells. The science of contagious yawning goes even deeper than empathy. It's wired into our brain. A set of special brain cells called mirror neurons might be responsible for this reflex. Mirror neurons are the brain's copycat system. They fire up when we perform an action, watch someone else perform the same action, even hear about an action. These neurons help us learn by imitation, allow us to relate to others, and you guessed it, make yawning contagious. When we see someone yawn, our mirror neurons light up, making us feel like we need to do it too. It's the same reason why seeing someone laugh makes you smile, or why watching someone cry can make you tear up. Our brains are social machines, hardwired for connection. Interestingly, some scientists believe that mirror neurons played a huge role in human evolution, enabling early humans to develop communication, empathy, and even complex problem-solving skills. Without them, we might not have developed the ability to learn from others as effectively. In other words, your brain isn't just copying yawns, it's constantly mirroring the world around you to help you navigate life. Even more fascinating is that people who are more empathetic tend to be more susceptible to contagious yawning. So, if you're the type to yawn the second you see someone else do it, congratulations, you might just be a highly compassionate person. Can you resist a yawn? A deep, slow yawn stretches across your face. Your mouth opens wide, your jaw tightens, and your eyes water slightly as you inhale a long, refreshing breath. You exhale, feeling a satisfying release of tension. Your shoulders relax, and for a brief moment, everything feels just a little bit calmer. The air rushes in, cooling your brain ever so slightly. Another yawn creeps up as your body surrenders to the irresistible urge. Did you yawn? Be honest. If you did, congratulations, you're human. If you didn't, well, either you're a superhero or you already yawned earlier and just haven't realized it yet. Or maybe, just maybe, you're on a mission to prove science wrong. Either way, I admire your determination. But don't get too confident just yet, because the more you think about yawning, the more likely you are to do it. So good luck making it to the end of this article without yawning at least once. The weird science of yawning. Still not impressed? Here are some other bizarre facts about yawning. Did you know that yawning can actually help predict brain temperature? People who yawn frequently might have a hotter brain at that moment. If you want to test this, try cooling your forehead with a cold compress. You might find yourself yawning less. Another strange fact is that it's nearly impossible to yawn on command. Unlike blinking or faking a cough, forcing a real yawn feels almost unnatural. But watching a video of people yawning, that'll get you every time. Interestingly, people tend to yawn more in summer than in winter, which makes sense because yawning helps cool the brain. If you ever catch yourself yawning, it doesn't necessarily mean you're bored. It could just be your brain's way of regulating its temperature. In fact, scientists still don't fully understand yawning. For such a simple action, it remains a scientific mystery, with many theories but no definitive answers. Some researchers even suggest that yawning might be a sign of deep focus. If you find yourself yawning while solving a complex problem or learning something new, your brain might just be working overtime. And it's not just humans. Your pet might yawn with you out of love. Studies show that dogs yawn more often when their owners yawn, proving that contagious yawning isn't just about human empathy. It extends to our furry friends too. Ever noticed that talking about yawning makes you feel like yawning? That's because yawning can be triggered simply by thinking about it. If you've made it this far without yawning, congratulations, you have some serious mental strength. Some experts even believe that yawning might have evolved as a survival mechanism, helping early humans signal alertness to their tribe, keeping everyone on their toes and ready for potential threats. And here's another fun fact: yawning is more common after a big meal. If you feel extra yawny after eating, it's because digestion requires energy, which slightly raises brain temperature, making yawning a natural response to cool things down. So, if you find yourself yawning a lot, don't worry, it's just your brain doing what it does best, keeping you in top shape. If you made it this far without yawning, you're a legend. But if you did, well, we got you. Before you stretch out that final yawn, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more mind-blowing science. And hey, drop a comment. Did we make you yawn?